This is a real photograph. Any guesses where it is? The answer is the Taklamakan Desert. You're not seeing things. Right here, in China's largest desert, a place known as the Sea of Death, a great river has forcefully carved a path right through it. Wherever it flows, the yellow sands give way to lush oases. This is the Tarim River in Xinjiang, the longest inland river in China. Unlike most rivers in the world, it never reaches the ocean. But even as a river that flows entirely through the desert, its total length still surpasses that of the Hui River. And even the Pearl River, it is the mother river to 12 million people. So what has this legendary river endured? It was a real-life showdown in the desert, with only one objective: to defy the heavens and change its own fate. But this battle was a losing one from the very start. Looking at the bigger picture, the Tarim River is located deep in the Asian hinterland, more than 1,500 kilometers from any ocean, making it difficult for water vapor to reach. Zooming in, the Tarim Basin is surrounded by mountains on three sides, making it even harder for moisture to enter. An average of just 117 millimeters of annual rainfall is all the water the Tarim River receives from precipitation, nearly 1/10 of the amount in the Yangtze River Basin and 1/6 of the national average. To make matters worse, the evaporation rate in most areas is as high as 2,000 millimeters, which makes survival for a river nearly impossible. If it were isolated and without aid, a river like this wouldn't stand a chance. But fortunately, thousands of miles away, help arrived from a divine source. They are Mustadata on the Pamir Plateau, known as the father of glaciers. The glaciers of the Tianshan Mountains, fanning out from the main peak, Tamar Peak, and the Gulia Glacier in the Kunlun Mountains, which covers hundreds of square kilometers, stretching as far as the eye can see. In fact, the alpine glaciers in the Tarim River Basin account for nearly half of China's total glacial reserves. They stand silent, poised and ready for battle. When summer arrives, the scorching sun sounds the charge, and the ice and snow begin to melt at an accelerated rate. Combined with torrential mountain rains, they merge into 144 rivers of all sizes. Like a mighty army, they charge down from the south, north, and west, bursting out of the mountains and into the heart of the arid desert. In just 4 short months, they contribute 70 to 80% of the river's total annual flow. However, this long journey of reinforcement is destined to be both arduous and tragic. The vast majority of these rivers never reach their destination. After leaving the mountains, they are unable to withstand the intense evaporation and seepage of the desert. Most perish halfway, their mission unfulfilled. In the end, only the Yarkant, Aksu, and Hotan rivers, the 3 most powerful tributaries, managed to surge for thousands of miles through the vast desert, until they successfully joined forces in the city of Aral, Xinjiang, becoming the mainstream of the Tarim River. This is its main channel, and it's from here that he will carry all the hopes of the mountain snow and ice from thousands of miles away, and embark on an even lonelier journey to single-handedly face his destined adversary, the Taklamakan. With no reinforcements, he must make himself stronger. The Tarim River discovers that despite the extremely harsh environment, wherever he goes, there is still a type of tall, upright tree that can find life in the most desperate of places. People call it the Populus euphratica. The Populus euphratica is a natural king in the fight against drought. Their unique root systems can not only burrow 20 meters deep, but also connect horizontally, extending for tens of meters, as long as the root system of a mother tree finds water. The other poplars can grow just as well. Therefore, as long as the river's reach is wide enough, it can create even more life. Coincidentally, in the desert, the silt and sand of the riverbed and banks are relatively soft and easily washed away, allowing the river channel to swing wildly, meandering and twisting to its heart's content. In some extremely curved sections of the river, the bends are constantly battered by the current, until a flood cuts a new, straighter path. Eventually, the original river channel is abandoned, forming a crescent-shaped body of water known as an oxbow lake. Even more fortuitously, summer brings surging floodwaters, which then burst from the river channel, overflowing in all directions and even causing the river to change its course. In this way, a much larger area of the desert is nourished by the water. Water gathers in low-lying areas, giving birth to small lakes and wetlands. And as the water seeps underground, it replenishes the groundwater, ultimately in this forbidden zone for life. A song of life is born. Today, the Tarim River Basin preserves the world's largest natural populous Euphratica forest, along with the riverside reeds and the tamarisks and saxaul trees further from the banks. The area, more than 10 kilometers wide on both sides, forms a green corridor. So even on a planetary scale, you can spot the location of the Tarim River at a glance, together with the oasis formed by its many tributaries. It has not been swallowed by the world's second-largest shifting desert. Instead, it has become a green great wall that surrounds the desert. And it is these very oases that have provided a precious homeland for people. In ancient times, they were the kingdoms of Kutcha, Dumo, Shul, Yarkand, and Khotan, the once illustrious 36 states of the western regions. Linked one after another, they formed the Silk Road. And in modern times, they are the apples of Aksu, the fragrant pears of Korla, and the jujubes of Hotan. They are China's super bases for growing cotton, wheat, and chili peppers. Linked one after another, they once again form a bond connecting the Eurasian continent, allowing the Tarim River to become a long river of ethnic cultures. However, the Tarim River's battle is not over. As the population in the river basin grew, so did the demand for water. Combined with inefficient water usage, the river's flow was gradually overwhelmed. By the 1970s, hundreds of kilometers of the lower Tarim River began to run dry, and it stayed that way for 30 years. As the river's power receded, the great army of the desert staged a comeback. By the 21st century, the populous Euphratica forests along the banks the Tarim River had shrunk by more than half, and the oases on both banks were on the brink of collapse. Tragically, the Tarim River, which had once conquered drought, desolation, and isolation, was now helpless. The limitations of its climate meant it only had a finite amount of water. Although its basin is more than half the size of the Yangtze rivers, its annual runoff is only 1/200th of the Yangtze's. The Tarim River had given its all. It needed new allies. On June 16, 2022, China completed the world's first railway to encircle a desert. And if you were to set out from Ruoqiang and travel along this railway, you would soon cross from the vast desert into another world. This is Tatma Lake, the final destination of the Tarim River. That's right, the Tarim River used the last of its strength to become this beautiful body of water. And this is Lop Nur, today a notorious zone of death. Can you imagine, just over 20 years ago, Tatma Lake looked just like this. Back then, the Tarim River's water levels were already critically low. The sluice gates to the lower reaches had been sealed for a full 30 years. To bring life back to Tatma Lake, and indeed the entire lower river, people had to find new sources of water. And so, starting in the year 2000, the Konk River was opened up, together with the Yarkand, Aksu, and Hotan rivers. Its waters traveled over mountains and across ridges to carry out an ecological water transfer to the lower Tarim River. But this was only a temporary solution. After all, the Tarim River's problem was water scarcity. It had always been short of water. People also had to find every possible way to conserve water, desperately. In the upstream mountain regions, massive dams rose one after another. Take, for example, the Arkash Water Control Project, which stands guard over the Yarkand River. With a dam height of 164.8 meters, it can hold back over 2.1 billion cubic meters of river water, known as Xinjiang's Three Gorges. It put an end to the 1,000-year-old flood disasters of the Yarkand River, together with the Wuluwadi Dam on the Houghton River and the Dashixia Dam on the Aksu River, as well as numerous other dams in tributary gorges. It not only prevents floods, but also stores surplus water for irrigation. And compared to reservoirs on the plains, these mountain reservoirs lose less water to evaporation and less to seepage, allowing them to conserve the precious water resources to a much greater extent. But this was just the beginning. From here on, every place the water flowed held a hidden ingenuity. To conserve water, all diversion gates were automated to precisely control the amount of water entering every pipe and channel. To conserve water, all irrigation channels were reinforced to prevent seepage, reducing loss during transport. To conserve water, traditional flood irrigation in the fields was replaced with drip irrigation. By switching to water-saving technologies like drip and sprinkler irrigation, they can save more than 1/3 of the irrigation water each year. Eventually, the entire river basin, from top to bottom, is like it's wearing a suit of armor, transformed into a completely water-efficient system. And so, the forces of nature, combined with the power of humanity, have brought the Tarim River a new life. As of the end of 2023, the lower reaches of the Tarim River have cumulatively received nearly 10 billion cubic meters of ecological water replenishment, which is about the volume of 60 Tianqi lakes. On Tianshan Mountain, except for 1 year of extreme drought, this commitment has never been broken. The riverbed, once dry for 30 years, has not only been reborn, but has also become a one-of-a-kind desert wonder. And while securing water for the ecosystem, the area of farmland in southern Xinjiang has also doubled in recent decades. In 2023 alone, of the country's newly increased grain output, 1/3 came from Xinjiang. This, China's driest province, has become the new breadbasket of the Great Northwest. The conserved water has also created more room for industrial and urban development. In cities like Korla, Kashgar, and Aksu, these oasis cities, encircled by the desert, now form the new Circumtarim economic belt. The total GDP of the Tarim River Basin has also doubled in the past decade, accounting for half of Xinjiang's entire economy. So, in this battle against the desert, did the Tarim River win? Perhaps it doesn't care. In truth, the ones in this story who truly changed their own destiny were us. Without the Tarim River, and without the efforts of generations of people, this land would never have been washed by flowing water. This green corridor would never have been born, and it would not have become a home to millions. The civilizations on the edge of the Great Desert would not be so closely connected, and China would have forever lost a breadbasket full of potential. It is this river that shows us that not every river needs to flow into the ocean, that even in the desolate Taklamakan, a magnificent flower of life can bloom. And what we humans must do is simply let it continue to grow here and continue to flow. Model.